Did you know that nearly all deaths after the age of 75 can be traced back to just a few major causes? While many believe that dying at an older age is simply part of life, the reality is that most of these deaths are linked to preventable factors that often go unnoticed until it's too late. By the time many people recognize the danger, their health has already declined, leaving them with fewer choices. But the good news is that understanding these risks now gives you the power to take control and add more healthy, vibrant years to your life. In this video, we'll reveal the 5 leading causes of death after age 75, the ones that account for the vast majority of fatalities in this age group. Some might seem familiar, others may catch you off guard, but each one holds a key to better health and longevity. These aren't just numbers, they're personal stories, families, and decisions that can change lives. Make sure to watch until the end, because these 5 causes don't have to be your fate. With a few smart lifestyle adjustments, many people have drastically lowered their risk, remained independent longer, and even extended their lifespan by years, sometimes decades. The choices you make today can shape how healthy, active, and self-sufficient you are in the years to come. So let's dive in. Number 1, heart disease. Heart disease is the number 1 cause of death for people over 75, but what many don't realize is just how much influence they have over it. Your heart is a muscle, and like any muscle, it needs regular care to stay strong. If it's neglected over time, it weakens, often without any obvious warning signs. People often mistake feeling tired, short of breath, or slowing down as normal aging, when in fact these could be early signs that the heart is struggling. One of the biggest silent threats to heart health is high blood pressure. It gradually wears down your arteries, forcing your heart to work harder than it should. The danger? You don't feel it. There's no pain, no obvious signal, just quiet damage building up until a heart attack or stroke makes it impossible to ignore. That's why so many older adults are caught off guard, ending up in the hospital despite feeling fine just days before. Diet is another major factor. Years of eating processed foods, too much salt, and unhealthy fats can clog arteries and slow circulation. But heart health isn't just about cutting out harmful foods, it's also about adding the right ones. Your heart needs proper fuel to thrive, and a nutrient-rich, balanced diet can make all the difference in maintaining strong cardiovascular function. Then there's movement, or the lack of it. The heart wasn't built for a sedentary life. When you stop moving, your circulation weakens, your muscles atrophy, and your heart loses strength. You don't need to be an athlete. Just staying active in simple, consistent ways like walking, stretching, or even seated exercises can help keep your heart working efficiently and reduce your risk of disease. The biggest myth? That heart disease is inevitable with age. People assume it's just in their genes or part of getting older. But that's simply not true. Small, daily choices, what you eat, how you move, how you handle stress, have a powerful impact on your heart's long-term health. If there's one message to remember, it's this: you have more control over your heart than you think. And the best time to start taking care of it is right now. Number 2, falls and injuries. One of the most serious and most underestimated threats after age 75 isn't an illness, it's a fall. It happens in a split second, a slip, a moment of dizziness, an uneven step, and suddenly life can change forever. A fractured hip, a head injury, even a simple bruise can trigger a chain reaction that leads to serious complications. And the real danger? Most people don't realize how at risk they are until it's already happened. Here's a startling fact. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury-related deaths in older adults. Millions end up in emergency rooms each year because of them. And for many, a single fall marks the beginning of a long and difficult decline. A hip fracture can mean weeks or months in bed, loss of independence, an increased risk of infections and further health issues. Yet despite how common it is, fall prevention often isn't taken seriously until it hits close to home. The challenge is that balance, strength, and reflexes naturally decline with age, but so gradually that we don't notice until it's too late. You might feel confident walking around your home or running simple errands, but one sudden reach, a slippery rug, or a misstep can lead to disaster. And once injured, recovery is much harder than it used to be. Even worse, the fear of falling can actually increase your risk. After one fall, or even a near miss, many seniors start limiting their activity out of caution. They stop walking, avoid stairs, and move less overall. But the less you move, the more your muscles weaken, and weaker muscles mean a higher risk of falling. It becomes a downward spiral that can quickly steal your freedom and confidence. The good news is that falls are not inevitable. There are practical steps you can take right now to dramatically lower your risk. Simple exercises that build leg and core strength, activities that improve balance, and small changes around the home, like better lighting, non-slip mats, and secure handrails, can make a huge difference. Another often missed risk: medications. Many prescriptions come with side effects like dizziness, drowsiness, or sudden drops in blood pressure. If you've ever stood up and felt woozy or unsteady, it could be your body telling you something's off. Reviewing your medications with your doctor and being mindful of their effects can help keep you safe and steady. Preventing falls isn't just about watching your step. It's about staying strong, being aware, and making smart adjustments that protect your independence. Because after 75, one fall can change everything. But the right actions today can help you stay mobile, confident, and in control of your life for years to come. If you're still with us and finding this helpful, comment number 2 below to let us know you're watching. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Your support helps us continue sharing life-saving information. Now let's keep going. Number 3, respiratory diseases. Breathing is one of those things we rarely think about until it becomes difficult. As we age, our lungs naturally lose some of their strength and elasticity, making it harder to fight off infections and bounce back from even mild respiratory issues. After the age of 75, respiratory diseases become a leading cause of death, not because they're inevitable, but because they often go unnoticed or untreated until they become serious. One major threat is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD, which includes conditions like emphysema and chronic bronchitis. Over time, these illnesses cause inflammation in the airways, making it harder to breathe. But the symptoms, persistent coughing, wheezing, or shortness of breath, are often dismissed as just getting older. In reality, they're your body's way of saying your lungs need attention. Then there's pneumonia. For younger people, it might be manageable, but for seniors, it can be deadly. What starts as a cold or mild congestion can rapidly become a life-threatening condition because the immune system weakens with age. In fact, pneumonia is one of the top reasons older adults are hospitalized, and sadly, many never fully recover from its effects. Environmental factors also play a bigger role than most people realize. Over the years, exposure to air pollution, dust, mold, and secondhand smoke can damage the lungs, often without obvious symptoms. Even indoor air quality, things like pet dander, poor ventilation, or chemical irritants, can worsen breathing problems, especially for those with asthma or COPD. Taking steps to improve the air in your home, such as using purifiers or avoiding smoke and irritants, can make a big difference. What many don't realize is that your lungs need exercise too. Staying active keeps them functioning well by helping them fully expand, clearing mucus, and improving circulation. Long periods of inactivity, on the other hand, can reduce lung capacity and increase the risk of infection. Even simple activities like walking, stretching, or breathing exercises can help keep your lungs in good shape. And don't underestimate the importance of vaccinations. Getting vaccinated against flu, pneumonia, and other respiratory illnesses is one of the most effective ways to protect your lungs. These aren't just routine shots. They're powerful tools that can prevent serious complications, hospital stays, and even save your life. Breathing shouldn't be a daily struggle, but for many people over 75, it is. Not because it has to be, but because the early signs are often ignored. Your lungs work for you nonstop, every moment of your life. By taking care of them, staying active, avoiding irritants, and staying up to date on vaccines, you give yourself the best chance at a healthier, more independent future. Number 4, stroke. A stroke strikes fast, without warning, and in just moments, it can change everything. It's one of the top causes of death after age 75. Yet what many people don't realize is how many strokes are actually preventable. The scary part? A stroke often doesn't give you a second chance. The damage can be immediate and permanent. But here's the encouraging news. Up to 80% of strokes can be prevented. That means the choices you make today could be the very ones that protect your future independence. A stroke happens when blood flow to the brain is suddenly interrupted, either by a blockage or a burst blood vessel. Without oxygen, brain cells begin to die within minutes. Some strokes may cause mild symptoms like brief confusion or weakness. Others can leave someone unable to walk, talk, or care for themselves. And tragically, many strokes are fatal. But in most cases, the risk is tied directly to factors you can control. One of the biggest risk factors? High blood pressure. Over time, excess pressure damages arteries, increasing the chance of a blockage or rupture. The danger is that high blood pressure often has no visible symptoms, so people walk around with this silent risk until a stroke happens out of nowhere. Another major cause is atrial fibrillation, AFib, a common but often undiagnosed irregular heartbeat. When the heart doesn't beat in rhythm, blood can pool and form clots. If one of those clots travels to the brain, it could trigger a stroke in seconds. The solution? A simple checkup can detect AFib early, and with treatment, your risk can be lowered dramatically. Diet and lifestyle choices also play a critical role. A diet high in sodium, unhealthy fats, and processed foods increases stroke risk, while a sedentary lifestyle causes poor circulation and thicker blood. On the flip side, nutrient-rich foods, daily movement, and good hydration help keep your blood vessels healthy and your brain well supplied with oxygen. And don't ignore the warning signs. Mini strokes, also known as TIAs, transient ischemic attacks, often cause symptoms like brief slurred speech, numbness, or confusion. These signs might disappear within minutes, but they're urgent warnings. Getting help right away can prevent a much more serious stroke from happening. Here's the bottom line. You have more control than you think. By checking your blood pressure regularly, getting screened for heart rhythm problems, eating well, staying active, and knowing the early signs of stroke, you can take powerful steps to protect your brain and your independence. If you're still watching and learning from this, drop a number 4 in the comments to let us know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that button and turn on notifications. Your support helps us keep sharing important information that could change or even save lives. Now let's continue. Number 5, cognitive decline and related complications. Few things are more difficult to witness or experience than the gradual loss of memory, reasoning, and independence. Cognitive decline doesn't arrive all at once. It shows up quietly, forgetting a name, repeating a story, misplacing everyday items. At first, it's easy to shrug off, but over time, these small lapses become bigger challenges. Managing daily tasks becomes harder. Familiar faces become unfamiliar. The ability to make sound decisions starts to fade. And what once felt like a small issue can turn into a serious, life-altering condition. Dementia and Alzheimer's disease aren't just about memory. They impact every part of daily life as cognitive function declines. So, does a person's ability to manage their health? Forgetting to take medication, skipping meals, or not recognizing symptoms of illness can lead to dangerous consequences. Dehydration, malnutrition, and increased vulnerability to illness often go hand in hand with cognitive disorders. One of the most dangerous aspects, the increased risk of accidents. Leaving the stove on, wandering outside at night, or forgetting to lock the door aren't just mistakes. They're serious safety concerns. As the condition worsens, many older adults lose the ability to live on their own, and without proper support, their physical health begins to decline even more rapidly. What makes it even more concerning is how often the early signs are missed. Forgetfulness, struggling to follow conversations, or losing track of time are often dismissed as just aging. But these are red flags, early warning signs that should never be ignored. The earlier you recognize them, the better your chances of slowing, or even managing the progression. So, what can you do to protect your brain? First, keep it active. Just like any other muscle in the body, your brain needs regular exercise. Reading, learning a new skill, doing puzzles, or engaging in meaningful conversations can help keep your mind sharp. Even challenging yourself with something unfamiliar, a new language, a musical instrument, or a new hobby, can make a significant difference. Second, don't neglect physical activity. Exercise boosts circulation and increases oxygen to the brain, which supports cognitive function. Something as simple as a daily walk, stretching, or light resistance training can have long-term benefits for your brain health. Third, stay socially connected. Isolation is one of the fastest accelerators of cognitive decline. Regular interaction with friends, family, and your community provides emotional support and mental stimulation that are essential for brain health. Connection fuels resilience. And finally, nourish your brain. A diet rich in omega-3s, antioxidants, vitamins, and whole food supports brain function and reduces inflammation. Foods like berries, leafy greens, nuts, and fatty fish are brain powerhouses. On the flip side, processed foods, refined sugar, and unhealthy fats can do the opposite, contributing to decline. Cognitive decline isn't a guarantee with age. The choices you make today, mentally, physically, emotionally, and nutritionally, can help preserve your mind and your independence for years to come. Your brain is one of your most powerful tools. With a little care and intention, you can keep it working for you well into the future. Final thoughts. As we close out this video, take a moment to reflect on everything we've talked about: heart disease, falls, respiratory issues, stroke, and cognitive decline. These 5 causes are responsible for the majority of deaths after 75. But here's the part many people don't realize. Most of these outcomes aren't just a matter of chance. They're largely preventable. You have more control over your health than you think. The small choices you make every day, what you eat, how much you move, how you manage stress, and how you care for your mind, can make a massive difference in how you age. It's easy to avoid thinking about these issues until they show up, but awareness is power. When you know what to look out for and how to take action, you're no longer at the mercy of aging. You're in the driver's seat. So, ask yourself, where can you make a small change today? Maybe it's adding a short walk to your routine. Maybe it's swapping processed foods for something fresh. Maybe it's calling a friend, scheduling a checkup, or reading something that challenges your mind. Whatever it is, start small. One step forward is still progress. And over time, those small steps add up to big results. At this stage in life, your health is your most valuable resource. Protect it, nurture it, and prioritize it. The more you invest in your well-being now, the more freedom, clarity, and joy you'll have in the years ahead. You deserve to live not just longer, but stronger. Thank you for spending this time with us. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let us know one thing that stood out to you today and how you're planning to use it. Your stories and thoughts mean so much to us. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Your support allows us to keep making content that informs, inspires, and empowers. Until next time, stay strong, stay proactive, and take good care of yourself.